Today, I'm much smarter than I was 20 or 30 years ago. And it's not because I just went to the Technion. This is one building blocks in my career. But fortunately, I was able to make enough mistakes and to learn from my mistakes so that my aim was not to repeat the same mistake again. After I left Applied Material, and this is very important, especially when you're sitting here at the Technion, a professor from the Technion named Professor Steve Lipson, who really worked for me as an advisor for all the companies I started in the area of optics, called me, and I met there with him and with one of his, or two of his PhD students. One of them was Ariel Notkovich, and they came up with the idea that they can, by changing some of the technology that was developed for the semiconductor industry, you can convert it into life science. I came to see them, and they have a huge table with all kinds of instrumentation to prove their concept. At that time, I didn't know even how to spell life science, and I believe that Professor Lipson and Ariel Notkovich also didn't know how to spell life science. And I was impressed by the results and by the way that they sold me the idea. What we did, we looked for a strategic partner, and we found one in the US. This was a company named Biorad. It's a $1.3 billion company in California, in the San Francisco area. And here we have just luck. When we met with the management of the company, they appreciate that there is a huge market for the development. And a month before we were there, they canceled the project because the technology that they were trying to develop didn't work. And we came on the right time. So this is what I call luck in entrepreneurship process. We came out of the meeting. It was very surprise for me. It's a great surprise for me. We came with an investment by Biorad of $1 million against 10% equity. And from that time, the Biorad continued to invest in the development. Believe me, we have some hard time because some of the technology didn't work, some of the market behaved differently, et cetera, et cetera. Also, we were lucky to be with Biorad because Biorad told us, if you are going that direction, we have no interest. You have to change it about 15 degrees to the side, change some of the specification because the market will need that. And eventually today, it is clear that they were very, very correct. Today, the company is still here in Goodfield, in the industrial park of the Technion. Last year, the company made between, I can't say the exact number, but around 12 to $14 million sales from here, from Goodfield, from the Technion arena, and it's considered to be very successful. More important, the company developed the trust that we are working on water, and we can identify some additional golden eggs for them. And I have a contract with them to try to find some additional golden eggs that can be converted into golden nuggets by the industry. And we are in an extensive, we are making a lot of progress in negotiation for starting a new development with a different professor or a different faculty to develop a new product which might be even larger than the current. The bottom line that I believe that everyone can be an entrepreneur. Everyone that was here in the room was a sleeping lion, and the question whether they are ready to take whether they are ready to take the risk. Without the risk, probably they will not. No one will be successful. Second, I would like to. There are some ground rules that I'm using. Some of them are probably correct, some of them are not correct. One of them is don't invest your own money in your idea because it puts a lot of pressure, not only on yourself. Don't take any money from your family. Don't sell your house in order to start the company. Try to use outside money. Next, the belief that you need a lot of money in order to start a company is not correct. because you can work with many supplier and pay them in equity. It can be with the building, it can be with the people who are doing some subcontracting work, assembly, etc. So they don't have that much money. The next thing, which is very strong in my opinion, is if you can, find your strategic partner and bring the קרנות הון סיכון, the risk or the VCs, venture capital, brings them only at a later stage. And the last thing I want to mention is that since all the audience here, or the young people, I was at their place before, I was not that smart, bring a coach to help you, otherwise you will fail. And today, there are so many good coaches that can help the young entrepreneurs. It's worthwhile to use them. You have to be also very careful to find the right one, because there are also some people that are not the right one. But this is a very strong advice that I will bring to any entrepreneur. Bring an experienced person working for you. And again, you don't have to pay him money. Pay him for future, pay him in equity.